Welcome to the Sports Motivation Podcast. It's your host, Niyi, Sobo. Today's another episode of Books and Bars. Is where I break down excerpts from books that I read. Bars from rap songs that I listen to. I don't listen to a lot of other music other than rap, I'm going to be honest. And I love hip hop. I've been listening to it since I was about 3rd, 4th grade. I used to buy tapes, singles, then later CDs. And of course, I remember getting my first brick iPod when I was in college, and riding around and downloading music at the college library or at the computer lab at Oregon State, and uploading the new Cameron and bootleg Joel Santana on my iPod. So I'm very much a hip hop fan. I love it, and I like to break it down. When I hear it, I oftentimes hear Joel's as I'm listening to hip hop, and I'm like, I wonder if anybody heard that. And then it also makes me wonder why hip hop gets such a bad rap. It's not just from people who don't like hip hop, but also from quote unquote hip hop heads who now feel like hip hop is in a worse place, if you will. When I hear these young artists dropping bars, wisdom, and to me, I value a lot more in hip hop than just flow. That's just one thing. But really, it's about the wisdom or the knowledge, and I hear it a lot. And I like to share that with you all, especially as we're out here trying to accomplish our goals, live life at a high level, and overcome a lot of adversity and challenges. So this is a song from the new Chance the Rapper album. I like Chance. I'm not like a huge fan. There's some modes that he's in that I really enjoy, and then some that I don't enjoy as much. But this is one of the best songs on the album. I love it. It's featuring Lil Durk and Nicki Minaj. So I'm not going to play Chance's verse because there was really no bar in there that made me want to break it down. It was really Nicki Minaj and then Lil Durk later. So B Croc, go ahead and play the Nicki Minaj verse.
Living with some people I could die around. Living with the people I'ma die around. Give me vibe.
It's a vibe in the hood like drive-bys. I ain't talking waving hands when I'm in Dubai. Bye with the people that I love. Rep them till I die. And I'm fly. When you fly, they give you the side eye. Ooh!
I just hit the plug, about to buy a pound.
Fendi on my moon boots, higher ground. Pistol on my lap when I ride around.
People I could trust when I'm not around. Loco, I go loco. Took a auto. No Grammy, still a gold though. You see how a true queen in a hoop dream made my pink print the routine. Treats, everybody eats. Most of them stay quiet, but everybody peeps. Beat, stay up in some heat. Act like they don't follow, but everybody sheep.
Back on my bullshit, shout out Chicago. Me and my grand Griselda and Pablo. That was one of the best Nicki verses I've ever heard. And let me explain why. Not only was her flow crazy, but there was a couple things in there that she said that I really need to break down for you all. That's really important. So the first thing that she said was, no, Grammy's still a GOAT though, right? So whether or not you're a hip hop fan or not, you know, people use the word GOAT, greatest of all time, is being thrown around a lot. A little bit too much, quite frankly, because if you're the greatest of all time, then that kind of assumes that there maybe is just one. But she says, no, Grammy's still a GOAT, though. Now, here's why this is important, and I'm going to explain with the Lil Durk a little later. Nicki Minaj, whether or not you like her or not, she's set a lot of trends. She's blazed a lot of new trails for a lot of people behind her. Is that fair to say? And so a lot of us are waiting for we're waiting to be deemed the best, right? When feeling as though you're the best is really the goal anyway, because there's no one really who's unanimously and without question is going to be a GOAT, with the exception of maybe like a Jordan, quite frankly. I don't know how many other realms, and even now people, question whether or not he's the GOAT with, not Kobe so much, but really LeBron, etc. So what I love is this confidence that says, no, Grammy's still a GOAT though. You see what I'm saying? Because you're many times not going to get the respect that you think that you deserve, but you still have to back it up with the confidence that says, I'm still a GOAT. So there's a lot of people who would say, nah, Nicki Minaj, you're not a GOAT like Lil Kim or, Missy Elliott or whoever else. But she says, no Grammy's still a GOAT though. And I love that. Then she goes on to say, act like they don't follow, but everybody's sheep. Act like they don't follow, but everybody's sheep. And I see this a lot, especially on social media, and I'm sure you do as well. And I want you to hold yourself to this standard as we break down this lyric. Everyone likes to say that they're doing a certain thing, right? No one's going to admit. Very rarely do you see your timeline and you see people admitting to their problems, challenges, etc., talking openly. And I'm not suggesting that they should. The only reason I bring that up is because most people act like they're in the jungle, if you will. Most people act like they're living life on their own terms. Most people act like they have things figured out. Most of the people, even you listening to this podcast, listening to this YouTube, you like to tell yourself that you're in a certain realm. But she says, people act like they don't follow, but everybody is sheep. The reality that we have to understand, and oftentimes it's a tough one because you'll realize that you fall in a certain majority of people that doesn't feel that good. And you at least want to be aware of that. But what she's saying is everyone acts like they don't follow, but everybody is sheep. Everyone's a follower. Most people are just following. They're not setting trends. They're not doing things in the way that they want to be doing them. And that really stuck out to me because, again, it's important to remember that. To remember 98% of people don't know what the fuck they're doing. 98% of people don't think through decisions before they make them. 98% of people have goals but do not follow up with the actions and the things that they need to in order to accomplish those goals. And so it's important. It's almost like a slap in the face that Nicki Minaj just gave us, which is like, are you someone who acts like you don't follow but are still a sheep? So that's Nicki Minaj's verse. Now I want you to play Lil Durk's verse, which is my favorite on the whole track. One of the best verses of the year to me. I'm going to go ahead and say it just because of this line, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. All right, check it out.
Legit on the jet, I can fly around. Living with some people, I can die around. Living with the people, I'ma die around. Salmon Gucci slide around. Legit on the jet, I can fly around.
Living with some people, I can die around.
Living with the people, I'ma die around.
Back then I was broke, but I can buy it now. Gotta be true love if I can die around. I'm on my 4th cup and I'm tired now. Your gas tank 93, so you can't ride around. Name holder elites, get head in the car with my sheets. Like my pants, no crease. Gotta watch out for a leech. No 2 fish Uber Eats. Perky 1, 2, 3s. New Harris say 3. Fuck a bitch while she bleed. She name is like Lil Key. Drink my seed, yes indeed. Fuck with chance, he elite. I got a bitch, she don't cheat. Foreign cars, beep beep. Get in my way, almost see. I hate go back to DOC, even though I'm ODB. Yeah, you back. I'm smoking in Saint Laurent. Smoking gas like Chevron.
Ain't got a Grammy, so I'ma come.
The streets tell me I'm the one.
Slide around. Legit on the jet.
I love that shit. So listen, in case you didn't understand what he said, let me break it down. So first he said, back then I was broke, but I can buy it now. And I love this lyric just off top because you guys oftentimes hear me talk in depth about the struggles that I went through, especially post NFL when I busted my shoulders up, burned through all my extra money trying to get back into the league, and then ended up having to get a job at this, not having to, is what I did. Got a job at a factory, then tried to become a firefighter, did that. But on the way to becoming a firefighter, I remember there was this period of time where I was in the Chipotle line with my family, and it was a tough time financially. I was in the process of getting my EMT, so I was working a lot less hours. My wife was working. We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I checked my account. You know, when you're about to buy something, you just got to make sure you got enough money to cover it. I was in the line, and burritos already made and everything for the fam. And I look at my phone, and I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't have enough money in my account to cover the burritos. That was a really low point in my life. and it was a slap in the face, reality check. But oftentimes I think about that now, the things I'm able to do now and where I am right now in relation to where I was at, and it gives me a lot of confidence, right? So I believe there's a time and a place to look back at things at previous old standards and compare yourself to your old standard. It's times when you're feeling a little down, right? You could look back and say, you know what? Back then I was broke, but I can buy it now. So I love that lyric, and that gives me a lot of confidence as well. So what I really want to do is go towards the end, though, when he started his little singing shit. I loved it. He said, I put my bitch in Saint Laurent, smoking out like Chevron. But look what he said right here. He said, ain't got a Grammy, soon one'll come. The streets told me I'm the one. Ain't got a Grammy, but soon one will come. The streets told me I'm the one. You're going to have to do a lot of shit. You're going to work very hard. You're going to do a lot of building. You're going to be in the trenches for a long time before anyone even sees you or even recognizes you. In your sport, you're going to be working out a lot. Nobody's going to see you. You might even be in the best shape. You might be better than the dude in front of you. You might be better than the dude 2 spots ahead of you. But still, nobody sees you. You might be better than your competition in your business. You might be better. You probably are. Let's be honest. You're probably better than a lot of people. And what you can get caught up into, especially if you're an athlete, well, really anything, you can get caught up into what people are saying, whether or not people are deeming you, like we was talking about with the Nicki Minaj quote, whether or not people are deeming you a GOAT, whether or not people are honoring you, whether or not you're getting the quote unquote Grammys, whether or not you're getting the quote unquote playing time, whether or not you're getting the MVPs, whether or not you're even getting, the revenue that you want, the money that you want, the recognition that you feel like you deserve. But what Durks said, he said, ain't got a Grammy, soon one will come. So he's giving himself assurance, like it's all good, soon one will come. And here's the reason why. He said, the streets told me I'm the one. The streets told me I'm the one. So the people told me I'm the one. So you don't have to get the Grammy yet. The streets knew Nipsey was the one before he was ever nominated for a Grammy. Long before. The Grammy was just validation. So I want this to serve as encouragement for those of you who are in a period of time in your life where you're in building mode, where you're building, you're trying to figure out, like, man, am I on the right path? I'm not really getting the recognition. People don't seem to see me. They see you. The streets will see you. The people will see you. And what are they telling you? Are they telling you the one? If so, keep going. Don't stop. Continue to keep going. So I want to give a special shout out to Orlando. Yo, the streets is telling you the one. Brad, the streets is telling you you are the one. Faraja, the streets are telling you you're the one. I promise you. So keep going. Don't stop. Don't wait for people to give you the recognition that you deserve. Just keep grinding. You might not have a Grammy, but soon one will come. That's a fact. And when he said, ain't got a Grammy, soon will come. The streets told me I'm the one. Yeah. Love that shit. So keep going. Orlando, Brad, Faraja. The streets is telling you. I'm telling you the one. All right. So for those of you listening and you're like, listen, man, like maybe you are in building mode, or maybe you're not really sure how to go about building, how to go about making sure the streets actually believe you're the one. Someone who's actually putting in that work from a business standpoint, sports standpoint, really setting up the infrastructure for a dominant career, because that's what you have to do. You have to be in charge of the things that you're in charge of, which is the approach, how you approach your career as a professional. Again, whether or not you're an athlete or an entrepreneur, if you want to know how to set up the infrastructure for a dominant career, how to be disciplined, ruthless, systematic, how to be more decisive, how to be goal-driven, and actually have plans and strategies about how to accomplish that, I want you to go to imnotyou.com/KI. The last live Killer Instinct of this year Registration closes down October 15th. All right, the last live Killer Instinct of this year. You do not want to miss it. You want to approach the fourth quarter on fire of this year, 2019. And again, a lot of you have been bullshitting. Quite frankly, you set a lot of goals, but you're not really making any legitimate progress. So you've had 3 out of 4 quarters. Ask yourself legitimately, how far have you come? Is it time for you to try something new? I'm notyou.com/KI. All right, I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.